Good day, everyone. So today we'll be doing January 2024, number 9 and paper 2. Alright, so let's see the first question. Now, number 9, as the topic tells us, is geometry and trigonometry. So let's read the question. Number 9a says, K, L, M, and N are points on the circumference. So if we identify K, M, L, and N of a circle with a center O, so this dot here is the center, XY, that's this line here, is a tangent to the circle at K, meaning when they say tangent to the circle, it means it's touching the circle. Okay, that line is touching the circle. Angle LKY, let's look at it. L, we're looking for K, K, Y, so we're going from here to here is 48. MKO, look for M, K, O, that is this area right here. M, K, O is 12, and angle X, K, N is 56. Alright? Now, from this image, before we even move on to a question, let's see what we could figure out. Alright? First off, we know that OK and OL are radii of the circle. Excuse me. Also, if they are both radii, that means OK is equal to OL. We also know, now this is just general points, that what we could recognize, OK and OL are radii, so therefore they are the same. Right? That means that triangle OKL is equal to an isosceles. Right? Also, let's just looking at the triangle. That means that angle OLK is equal to OKL. Right? OLK, that's this angle right here, is equals to OKL. That's this angle right here. We can also recognize that XY, the line, the tangent XY is perpendicular to line OK. Why am I saying that? Because any tangent line that is on a circle is being intersected by either a radius or a radius of the circle, or the diameter of a circle intersects at 90 degrees. In other words, they're perpendicular bisectors of each other. Right, so if we were to show that, that means that line XY is perpendicular to line OK, means that this angle here, I'm just going to do it very small, this angle here is 90 degrees, right, and this angle here is also 90 degrees. Alright, as I was saying, this here would be 90 and this here would be 90 as well. Alright, so we also it has other things that we would, you know what, I'll yeah, some other things that we could recognize is that NMLK is a QUADRILATERIEL. It's a quadrilateral, meaning a four-sided shape, a quadrilateral inside a circle. Right, now quadrilaterals inside a circle, one of the rules is that opposite angles are SUPPLEMENTARY, right, i.e. equal to 180. Right, so we can say that angle MLK plus angle, so MLK and KNM is equals to 180. Right? We can also say that angle NKL plus angle LMN, right, is also equals to 180. How did I get that? Let's just open this out bigger so we can see it. N, angle NML, that means angle M here is opposite angle K, right? That means angle LKN. So this angle here and this angle here would sum up to 180. And then MLK, that is this angle here, and KNM, that is this angle here, right, are opposite each other, so they are also supplementary, i.e. equal to 180 when you add them up. Also, there's one other rule that we're seeing here. I'm just going through all the rules of what we could deduce from this, right? And then we could go through the questions, which would be super easy. We see that KL is a chord, right? And we see there's an angle at the center of your circle. What is the angle at the center? The angle KOL is at the center of the circle, and we know if there are angles on the same chord, right, the angle at the center of your circle, right, center of your circle, right, is twice the angle at the circumference. Right, so as I was saying, KL is a chord, and we have an angle at the center of the circle, which is KOL, and we know that this angle here would be twice the magnitude of the angle at the circumference on the same chord. Right, so these are the rules that we are seeing in this entire thing. Right, so the angle at the circumference of on the same, so the angle at the circumference would be LMK. LMK, that's this angle right here. Right, so now we are going into the question knowing all these things. So we'll see, we can use all of them if we're using some of them, but we will see there's no surprises to finding out different angles. Alright, okay, so the first question says find the value of KOL giving reason for each step of your work. So they want KOL, that is this angle here. Right, oh, a next thing that we should know is, I didn't write this down, but a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. Okay? Right. So if we are looking at this, that means we want this angle here. We will underline it with blue, right? And we will mark it out on the shape with blue as well. So they want KOL and they want this angle here. Now to solve this angle, let's go backwards. We know that if we find this angle here and this angle here, we can find this angle here by subtracting these two angles from 180. These two angles are also known as OLK and OLK and OKL, right? And we know that they are the same because they are on an isosceles triangle, right? We also know that this 12 plus this region right here plus 48 would be equal to 90 degrees. Yeah? So now we're going to work backwards from what we know. So the first thing we're going to say is XY is perpendicular to line OK. Right, so the first thing we will say is that line XY is perpendicular to line OK. Let's just zoom out so we can see everything. Alright, hence OK, that's supposed to be Y, OKY is equals to 90 degrees. I denoted by the red. Right, after we know that, we can say that also OKY is equal to 12 plus MKL plus angle MKL plus 48. We can see that, right? That is this angle right here. MKL, that's this one right here. So we can say that 90 is equals to 12 plus 48 plus MLK, not MLK, MKL. Alright. So that is 90 plus 48 plus 12 is 60. 90 is equals to 60 plus MKL. So MKL would be equal to 90 minus 60. So MKL is equals to 30 degrees. Alright, now that we have figured out that this little region here is 30, we can now say that angle or triangle, angle OKL is equal to 12 plus 30. So angle OKL is equal to 42. Right? Now we're going into this where we say that the OK and OL are radii, for they're equal, hence the angle OLK and OKL are equal. Alright, that is just to tell you how I would know OLK is also 42. So OK is equal to OL because they are both radii of the circle, hence OLK is equal to OKL. Alright, so we can say that because we already know that OKL is equals to 42, let's go down. Alright, so therefore OLK is also equals to 42. Alright, so we have these two black angles, which is 42 and 42. Now this blue angle here is the angle on top, right? Again, we can see that as a triangle. A triangle is 180 degrees. So triangle OKL is equals to 180 degrees. Alright? That is OKL is equal to let me just go triangle. Triangle OKL is equal to angle OKL plus KLO plus LOK, also known as KOL, right, slash KOL. Alright, so now we know we're going to put in what we have here. Right, so 180 is equals to 42 plus 42 plus KOL. I'm using KOL because that's what they asked in the question, right? So that is 180 is equals to 84 plus KOL, right? So angle KOL would be equals to 180 minus 84. So KOL is equals to 96. Alright, and that is how you would do this question. This is all the information. So you see that we have used some of the things that we deduced from the circle and, well, this image here. Alright, and you need to put, they told you giving a reason for each step. So my first step was to say that x, y, and OK was perpendicular, and then you would solve for that, and then you have to say that they are radii, so then they're equal, the base angles are equal. Then you say a triangle is 180, so you need to put your reasoning, okay? Alright, then they said find each of the following angles. Okay, so for this question, I am just using the image that I have here, just so that I wouldn't have to go up and down, up and down. So they said find each of the following angles, L, M, N. So that means we want this L, M, N. Now, what can we say from L, M, N? Angle L, M, N, right? Angle LMN is opposite angle LKN, right? And as I stated before, if they are in a circle, in a cyclic quadrilateral, so NACYCLIC QUAD. I'm just putting QAD for quadrilateral. Hence, angle LMN plus LKN would be equals to 180 degrees. They are supplementary, right? Then, can we find out LKN? It is easier to find out LKN because we have nothing else to get this angle here. So we have for LKN, okay, so as we were saying, LKN, that is this 30, this 12, and this space here. Alright, so let me just show you what space I'm talking about. I'll do it in yellow. That's the space right here, which is also known as angle OKN. Alright, how would you find out OKN? We can find out OKN because we can see that OKY is a 90 degrees. Alright, so let me type that down. OKY is 90 degrees, right? So because we have found out that, we can say that OKY is equal to 56 plus OKN. Alright, so we'll put in the values. We have 90 is equals to 56 plus OKN. So OKN would be equal to 90 minus 56. Alright, so we know that OKN is equal to 34. Alright, now that we have found out that, let's just make this smaller so we can fit it here. Now that we have found out that OKN is 34, we can now say that angle LKN is equal to 30. That's this angle right here that we found out above, plus 12 plus 34. Alright, so that is LKN would be equal to 42 plus 34, that is 6. Alright, that is 76. Right, again, remember this first thing here. If we found out angle LKN, we can simply say that LKN plus the angle in question plus LMN is equal to 180. So that's 76 plus LKN is equal to 180. So LKN would be equal to 180 minus 76, which is equal to LKN would be equals to 104. And that is how you would get your answer. So angle LKN is 104. Alright, you didn't need to put, you should put the explanation, just in case. They asked for KLO, that's KLO, which we have found out to be 42 already. Alright, so you would say that angle KLO is equal to angle OKL, and we know that angle OKL is equals to 42. Therefore, angle KLO would also be equal to 42. Alright, then we have this one MLK. So we want this entire thing here. Okay, so for this one MLK, alright, so MLK, alright, we know this angle here to be 30. Alright, can we find out this angle here? Yes, we can. Alright, we can find this angle here because remember, one of our rules stated that KL is a chord and that your center of your circle, the angle at the center of the circle, which was this blue part, is twice the size of this angle KML. So if you find this angle here, we know this angle is 30. It's very easy to find an angle MLK. Right, so line KL is a chord and angle KOL is an angle at the center of the circle, is twice the angle at the circumference, that is LMK, that's this angle right here, because they are on the same chord. Do we have angle KOL? We know that KOL was equal to, let's just go up to make sure, KOL was 96. Alright, so we would say that KOL is 96. Therefore, 96 is equals to 2 KLM, no, KML, or let's put here KML. Right, so if 1 KML, so KML would be equals to 96 divided by 2, which is KML is equal to 48. Alright, now we know that this angle on top here, let me just denotate it, this angle on top here is 48. Alright, so now you can see, let's type this down, that triangle KOL is equals to 180, right? And the triangle KOL would be equal to, let's put the angles, we have KOL plus KLM plus let's put LMK. MLK plus, so we have this angle on top. What am I saying? Sorry, no, that is wrong. Triangle KML. ML is equals to 180. Alright, so KML is equals to KML is KMKL equals to MKL plus MLK plus KML. KML. Alright, so we know 180. Let's make this bigger so we can have triangle. 180 is equal to, what is MKL? MKL, which we found out above, was 30 degrees, plus MLK. MLK is what we're trying to find out, MLK, plus KLM. KLM. Alright, which we found out just now to be 48. So we know that MLK would be plus 48 and 30 is 4, 5, 6, 7, 78 is equals to 180. So therefore MLK would be equals to 180 minus 78, which is equals to MLK is equals to 102. And that is how you would get this answer for this question. Now we're going to find angle KNM. KNM. That is that angle. If we try to look at it by itself, we're going to get confused. But we see that KNM is actually opposite the angle KLM. Or MLK, whichever one you want to see. So because MLK and KNM are opposite each other and they are in the quadrilateral in a cyclic, if you add those two, you're supposed to get 180 degrees. So you would say that opposite angles in a cycquad is SUPPLEMENTARY. Alright, and as I said in the beginning, alright, angle MLK plus angle KNM is equals to 180 degrees. So MLK is the one that we found out above is 102 plus KNM, which is what they're asking you for, is equals to 180. So KNM would be equals to 180 minus 102, which is equals to 78. And that is your answer for this question right here. Right? So once you know all your rules, these become so much easier. Now let's do the last part, which is part E, is a bearing question. Right? E, F, G, H are 4 points on a level ground. Right? E, F, G, H. Alright. Oh, okay, yeah. The diagram gives the information. So this is actually, if you look at it, because this is on a level ground, this is a triangular base pyramid, okay? Because this is the flat part. The diagram below gives information on the distances and the angles between the points. Right? So that the value of x is 29.5. Now, x is in our triangle HGF. They give us all our sides and asking you for an angle. This, however, is not a 90 degrees, so you cannot use any SOHCAHTOA or you can't use Pythagoras theorem. So the two rules that you'll have to use is either cosine rule or sine rule. Your job is to find out which rule that you have to use, and there are certain conditions that will allow us to know which are the rules that we have to use, right? Because three sides are given and they're giving us an angle, we go to cosine rule, right? In sine rule, you have to have two angles and corresponding sides, right? We only have one angle in this question, so that is why I'm going more to cosine rule. Now, your cosine rule, the side that is opposite x would be our first side, so that is gf squared. Let me put the squared, right? Gf squared is equal to the square of the other two sides, which is gh and fg, minus 2gh h gh by h f cos x. Right, now that we have known that, we're gonna put the values in this. So we know that gf is equal to 6.9 squared is equals to GH, which is 5.3 squared, plus HF, that is 11 squared, minus 2 by 5.3 by 11 cos x. Right, when you put this in your calculator, right, you're going to get, well, we find the squared, which is 47.91 is equal to, I'm simply adding this in my calculator, I got 149.09 minus, multiply this, I got 116.6 cos x. And now I'm going to make x the subject, right? I'm going to carry across that plus first. So we have 47.91 minus 149.09 is equal to negative 116.6 cos x. Then the relationship between negative 116.6 and cos x is multiplication, so I'm going to carry this across, so that is going to turn to divide by. So it is when I subtract 47.91 minus 149.09, I'm going to get 101, let's just put this properly, 101.48, sorry, negative, alright, and I'm going to across and by negative 116.6 is equals to cos x. Now we want x by itself, so x would be equal to cos inverse, there's nothing like divide, so it'll be cos inverse. When you divide these two, you're going to get 0.870, close bracket. So x would be 29.5 to 1 decimal place. Why did I approximate it to 1 decimal place? Just because simply the question did say that I have to approximate it to 1 decimal place. Alright, and that is how you would do this question right here. Alright, let's go on to the next question. That is this one right here. Okay, they said a vertical tower, GT, vertical meaning from G, there's an upward line. Alright, let's put that upward line here. Alright, I'll just make this straight so that you guys can see it. Is constructed at the point G and is pivoted to the ground at G, at EF and H, meaning that this here we have a triangle and then there's a line going up. Right, remember you're looking at this from the point of this looks like a square a triangular base pyramid, right? The triangle being GEF. So from that triangle at the bottom you have a pole or a tower going up from G, right? The angle is of elevation at the top of the tower T from point F. So from point F to this tower here is 31. Alright, so I am going to just draw that over. So we have, I'm going to draw the first straight line, that is G and F. Then after that we have FG, which is kind of coming out, but I'm just going to draw it like this for representation purposes. And then they want to know what is the length from the top of the tower to F. Right? Let's just put in what we have. We know that is 90 degrees because it's a tower that is going up from G. So this is G here, this is T, and this is F. Right? We don't know the length of this. However, we do know that this is 6.9. Alright? We also know that the point of F, from F, right, we have 31. So this here is 31 degrees. Let's just do that over so you guys could see it. This angle here is 31 degrees. Right. So let's just denotate it. This is 31 degrees. Now, because this is a 90 degrees and they're asking you for point T to from point T to point F, the length of it, right? We can use, well, we don't have the side, so Pythagoras theorem is out. So because it's 90 degrees, we can use either SO, which is sine, SOHCAHTOA. Now, when you're using SOHCAHTOA, or you're trying to figure out which one you have to write, you write down what you have. GF is your adjacent. So we have adjacent is equals to GF, which is equals to 6.9. Alright, I'm going to type this out because I don't know what is going on with my handwriting today. Alright, then we have TF, which is equal to your hypotenuse, right? We're not exactly sure what is the hypotenuse. This is what we have to find out. Right? Then we have the angle, which is 31 degrees. Which one would you use? Not sine, because we don't have opposite. Would we use tan? Again, we don't have opposite. Right? So the most logical one would be cos. So cos theta is equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. So we're just going to put in the values. That is cos 31, that is the angle, is equal to adjacent is 6.9 over hypotenuse. Alright, so what you're going to do is simply make hypotenuse the subject of your formula. We carry across, divide by hypotenuse to turn to multiply. So this would be hypotenuse cos 31 is equals to 6.9. Right? But we want hypotenuse by itself. So you carry this across, right? Multiply by cos 31. Right? So therefore my hypotenuse would be equal to 6.9 divided by cos 31. Alright, so therefore hypotenuse, or TF, would be equal to 8.05 meters. And that, and you could say that is the one that's 2 decimal places, right? Now, I already wrote this down, so let's just go through it. The bearing of E from H is 228. So let's draw that. The bearing, I'll put this in the major one. The bearing of E from H, so we're starting at H and going to E. That is this entire thing here, right, is 228, they said. Right? Then they said find the bearing of H from E. H from E, that is this angle here. They want to find out. Now, to find that angle there, this angle here is actually interior angles. Right. So, again, we need to find out this angle here. Where is it? If we find this angle, we simply say that this black angle here by east and this red angle here are co-interior or interior angles. Hence, when you add them up, it's supposed to be equal to 180. Now, if we really look at this, from north to this line here is 226. And if we include the red part, we can see that is 306. That's a complete turn. So to get this red angle or angle, let's call it NHE, or the bear, yeah, let's call it NHE. NHE, right? So 228 plus NHE will give you 360. Alright, so I think I have no already. Let's go through the bearing, right? And right, so we said bearing of H from E plus angle H is 360. So that's 228 plus H is 360. So H would be carry across 228, which would be subtract by 228. So H is 132. Alright, then we said angle H and the bearing of H from E are interior angles. That is the red angle and the black angle I was talking about earlier. Right, hence when you add them up, it's equals to 180. We know that your red angle or angle H is 132. So 132 plus your bearing H from E is equals to 180. So your bearing H from E would be 180 minus 132. So you know that the answer for the bearing of H from E would be 48 when you subtract. They ask you for the bearing from bearing of G from H. Let's go up to the image. G from H. So we need to remember it. G from H. So they basically want to find out. Let's put this in a different color. G from H. So starting from H, you're going to go to the G line. So that's here. Now we could clearly see that that yellow line is the difference between our black line and 54, because our yellow angle or G from H, bearing G from H plus 54 is 228. So therefore, if we subtract those two, it should give you that angle. So if you look at this, I say bearing E from H, yeah, E from H is equals to 54 plus your bearing G from H, which is 228 plus the 54 plus what you're trying to find out. So you carry across that 54, which turns to minus 54. So we know that the bearing of G from H would be 174, and that is how you would do this question. Yeah, and that is the end of January 2024.